Your favorite AI just got deleted. You probably didn't notice because you were busy using ChatGPT or Claude, but behind the scenes, AI models are disappearing constantly, and honestly, it's kind of terrifying. I'm Mark, and today we're talking about why this is happening, what it means for you, and why the companies building AI aren't exactly transparent about it. Let's start with what you need to know. AI models don't just exist forever. They get shut down. They get replaced. Sometimes they vanish without much warning, and when that happens, everything built on top of them breaks. This isn't theoretical. It's happening right now. Last year, OpenAI quietly discontinued GPT-3. You know, the model that started the whole ChatGPT revolution? Gone. If you were using it for production work, for business, for whatever, you had to migrate to a new model or lose access entirely. Same thing happened with other models. Anthropic deprecated Claude 1. Google's been cycling through Bard versions. Meta released, and then quietly walked back certain versions of Llama. It's like the tech industry is playing musical chairs with AI, and developers are the ones left standing. So why does this happen? There are actually a few reasons, and they're more complicated than just, we made a better version. First, there's the money problem. Training and running AI models is expensive, like stupidly expensive. We're talking about millions of dollars per month just to keep a model running at scale. When a company decides an older model isn't making them enough money, or when they want to push users toward a newer, pricier version, they shut it down. OpenAI didn't keep GPT-3 running because it was costing them money that they could make back by forcing everyone to upgrade to GPT-4. It's a business decision dressed up as technical progress. Second, there's the legal and safety problem. As AI gets more scrutiny, companies get nervous. If an older model was trained on data that's now considered problematic, or if it's generating outputs that make regulators uncomfortable, sometimes the easiest solution is just to turn it off. Delete the problem. Move on. You rarely hear about this because companies don't advertise when they're quietly retiring a model due to safety concerns or legal pressure. Third, there's the research problem. A lot of AI models are built by researchers who want to publish papers, get grants, and move on to the next big thing. They're not interested in maintaining a model forever. So once a model has served its purpose in the research world, it gets deprecated. The infrastructure gets reallocated. The researchers move on to something shinier. But here's where it gets scary. The downstream effects are huge, and most people don't realize it. Think about every startup, every business, every developer who built something on top of an AI model that no longer exists. If you built a customer service chatbot on GPT-3, you now have to rewrite it. If you built a code generation tool, you have to retrain it or migrate to a new foundation. If you build an image generator on a model that got shut down, you're stuck. That costs money. It costs time. It costs trust. And it's not just businesses. It's researchers too. If you trained a specialized model on top of GPT-3 and GPT-3 disappears, your model might break. Your research becomes harder to reproduce. The whole scientific ecosystem gets fragmented. There's also something darker happening here, vendor lock-in. When a company builds an AI product, they're betting on a specific model existing forever. But they can't. So they're actually betting on the company that owns that model staying in business and continuing to support it. If OpenAI goes under, or if they decide GPT-4 is too expensive to run, what happens then? Your entire product is at risk. This is why some people are getting really interested in open-source AI models. Llama, Mistral, open-source versions of other models. They can't just disappear because they're not owned by a single company. Sure, the company that released them might stop maintaining them, but the model itself lives on. Anyone can run it, modify it, keep it alive. That's genuinely different from relying on OpenAI or Anthropic servers. But here's the catch. Open-source models are usually smaller, slower, and less capable than the cutting-edge proprietary ones. So you're trading convenience and power for independence. That's a real trade-off, and not everyone can make it. Now, you might be wondering, how do I protect myself from this? How do I build something that won't break when a model disappears? Honestly, it's hard. The best you can do is stay flexible. Don't bet everything on one model. Have a plan B. If you're a developer, think about whether you could migrate to a different model if you had to. If you're a business, don't build your entire product on a model you don't control. And if you're just a user, Understand that the AI tools you love might not exist in a year. They might get better, they might get worse, or they might just vanish. The other thing to understand is that this problem is only going to get worse as more AI products exist and more businesses depend on them. Right now, we're in the Wild West. There's no standard for how long companies have to support a model. There's no legal requirement to give users notice before shutting something down. There's no requirement to open source a model before retiring it. It's just whatever the company decides. I think this is going to change eventually. As AI becomes more critical infrastructure, regulators and users are going to demand stability and transparency. Companies will probably be forced to maintain legacy models longer, or to give developers time to migrate, or to open source models before retiring them. But that's not happening yet. For now, we're living in a world where the AI tools we depend on are fragile. They can disappear. And most of the time, we don't even know it's happening until we try to use them and they're gone. So here's the thing. If you want to actually understand what's happening behind the scenes with AI, the real business decisions, the infrastructure problems, the stuff that affects you even if you don't think about it, you should subscribe. I break down these kinds of stories every few days, and I promise you'll hear about them here before they become mainstream news. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.